Hello Tangerines from Valladolid, Mexico.
This beautiful colonial city is located in the state of Yucatan in Mexico. It's actually designated as a Pueblo Magico, or magic town, for all the special things it has to offer. So today we're going to be taking you along with us as we show you a few of those things, like the food and the culture and the beautiful city itself.
The state of Yucatan in Mexico is one of the strictest states when it comes to coronavirus, so masks are required everywhere here.
If you've been following along with our story up to this point, you know that for about 2 years we've been living in the small beach town of Puerto Morelos in the neighbor state of Quintana Roo. But we finally decided it was time to pack up everything we owned, leave our apartment that we've been living in for so long, and continue our travels across Mexico. That whole process was way more hectic than we anticipated it would be. Hello, and welcome to our apartment, where the theme of the day is stress. We're packing up everything that we own and trying to fit it into our Tangerine mobile, a Prius C, which is the smaller version of a Prius. Most of my day was spent taking the car to Toyota for a maintenance appointment to make sure it is in tip-top shape to be on the road again. So far, what I've got going on here is almost all of my clothes are in this bag right here. This is a medium-sized bag. That was my goal for the year, was to downsize a little bit, and I've almost successfully done that. Also, not pictured here, or we didn't have the camera out at the time, is us taking almost an entire car full of food to friends. Because there was a lot that we bought for quarantine, not knowing if that was going to literally turn into the apocalypse or what. Jordan, what's going on in your room over here?
We have our clothes at the lavanderia right now, and we're getting them in a couple of hours, so I'm kind of waiting to pack my bag. It's the next day. Maddie's bags are completely full, and my bag is basically almost full, and we still have so much stuff around. I have this bed full of stuff, table full of stuff here. Where'd all this stuff come from?
And I know we keep saying this, like, oh my gosh, we have so much stuff, and you might be thinking, well, like, just get rid of it. Jordan could get rid of this mouthwash, but it's brand new and he uses it every day. We could get rid of these paper towels, hand sanitizer, and peanut butter, trash bags, but then it's like, is it worth getting rid of these gigantic Costco-sized things and saving us a space, or should we waste the money to buy them again? I don't even know. Too many decisions. Deep breath.
I have two suitcases, a big one and a small one. My small one has no clothes in it whatsoever. This one, half of it is taken up with non-clothes. These are all very tightly packed, tightly rolled. All of these clothes fit into like this much of my suitcase, and that's all the clothes I own.
Somebody asked in our live stream, like, are you ever worried about like the shocks and the suspension with putting that much weight in the car? Yes, highly concerned, very worried. I don't, Lizzie, that's my car's name, cannot handle that much weight, and I don't like it. I don't like packing it down like that.
We've been packing up all day, and we had a cleaning lady come over and she cleaned while we continued packing. Alaska, how about you? What do you think?
She's been such a good girl today. You have not freaked out at all. Good girl. Okay, today is the day that we say goodbye to Puerto Morelos for good. We did actually get everything to fit here in our Tangerine mobile. I'm not proud of it, but I'm gonna show you. Here's one side. This is 3/4 of all of our bags, plus anything that we could possibly shove down in the seat. This is the fullest it has ever been back here. Randomness, stuff stuffed everywhere that we could, but this seat is scooted up as far as it can, so I have to sit here and Jordan's going to drive. Here's Laska's spot. We give her a whole seat and she's perfectly happy. She has tons of room, but as you can see, the randomness over here, this is where basically all the junk that we did not know what to do with got stuffed. Are you ready to go for a car ride? Laska, you're built for the road trips, aren't you? Look how happy she is. Goodbye, apartment. We've had a lot of fun times here, and there have been a lot of adventures. We've gone through a lot, including a 5-month quarantine. So many live videos we've had on this couch. You guys can say goodbye forever to the tree of life that we've always had hanging behind us. I don't know why I'm saying so many goodbyes, but I feel like this chapter is closing and it's strange. But it's time to hit the road.
All right, on to a new chapter. This Valladolid sign is super cool. Check out this detail here. That's crazy. Oh.
I think this is one of the most beautifully painted city signs that we've encountered in Mexico. It's so colorful and so representative of different parts of the culture and landscape of Valladolid.
They even tell you where to take a photo from.
Every morning that we've had here in Valladolid so far, we've really been enjoying getting up and taking Lasca for a little walk.
Our Airbnb is in a great location right off Calzada de los Frailes.
Exactly, yeah, it's a really popular street. It's so beautiful with the facades of the buildings and the colors and everything. But we're also very close to Parque Cisal and also Convento San Bernardino de Siena, which happens to be one of the biggest in this region. It dates back to the 1500s.
And our Airbnb was built in the 1700s.
1700s. So we're gonna give you a little tour of that later.
Recently, Tropical Storm Gamma came through Valladolid and knocked a whole bunch of trees down. It did a bunch of damage around town. Look how big this trunk is. It's just enormous. And there's another really big one that's down over here, and then another one over there, all over town. This town just got hit by a tropical storm, and there's actually another hurricane headed right this way. It's about to hit Playa del Carmen, and then it's coming right here.
Seems pretty typical of 2020, right? Like everyone just survived the last hurricane and then the last tropical storm. Well, there's another one on the way. We're trying to get a little bit done this morning and show you guys some things like a cenote that's right in the center of town. You've never heard of this before. Going to a cenote was also first on our list of things we wanted to do today because it's over 90% humidity. It's still pretty hot. We're sweating up a storm right now, and cenotes are very, very cold, so it's a perfect thing to do if you want to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, we're in, what is it, late October right now?
Yeah.
But it's still quite hot here. Buenos días. Ah, sí, para dos, por favor.
Dos, serían 60 amigos.
Gracias.
Gracias. At 30 pesos, that is the most affordable cenote we've ever been to, so hopefully the quality does not match the cost. They have a restaurant here too.
I could go for some food. I'm starving.
I could go for a cenote.
I could go for a cenote too. Can you see like the glisten here? This is award-winning glisten.
Whoa.
Ooh, it's like a whole cave down here.
We have this awesome entrance, like this grand entrance of rock down in here. It's part open, part in the sun, part in a cave with a waterfall. This is awesome.
And it's gigantic. I can see some fish down here. I don't know what type of fish these are or what their purpose is or how they got there.
I've actually heard that fish get transferred from one place to another because birds eat fish eggs and then poop them out somewhere else. So that might be one way that the fish get in here.
What? Another cool thing is this is literally in the center of the city, so you don't have to drive anywhere. If you're staying anywhere around Centro, I mean, we walked here. It's so close and really convenient. We got here at just after 9 a.m. when they open, which is probably why we have this all to ourselves right now. I imagine more people are going to start showing up soon.
It turns out we took the long way down, which was through here and around. And there's a short, more direct way right up there. You ready?
I am, but I'm not because I'm so hot and this is going to be so cold.
It feels good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at all these fish.
There's sunfish and catfish.
It feels so cold. It's exactly what I expected. So Jordan saw a 5 peso coin down here.
I think it's 5 pesos.
And he said, oh, it's a pesito. And I thought he was saying, oh, it's a pesito, like a little fish.
I'm going to try to get it without opening my eyes underwater. So it's right here.
You got it! Oh, it's a 10.
It's a
10 pesos!
Paid back 1/3 of my entry fee.
Well, there goes Jordan. It feels good, bed.
This feels good after that long, hot walk.
It really, really does. I love this cenote. We
me too.
basically had it to ourselves for like maybe an hour, which was really cool. And we were standing on the steps, having all the fishies like
Give us a pedicure?
Yeah, give us a pedicure, basically. Dare I say, pesicure? Pesicure?
But yeah, highly recommend the cenote. Even if you don't want to get in the water, just pay the 30 pesos to come in here and check it out. It seems like a lot of people are doing that actually.
It's a very picturesque one as well. Like you've got the vines hanging down from the top of the cave, some stalactites, yes, tight from the top, mite from the bottom.
Yeah, and I think we have our wristbands valid for the rest of the day, so we can come back here if we wanted to.
Although we could also pay the entrance fee 5 times each for the price that we paid to go to Cenote Oshman, which was so packed for COVID times, and for Yucatan being in orange right now, the traffic light designation of orange, things are supposed to be at 30% capacity at most. There it was 100. It seemed like they fit as many people as they possibly could in there.
Seriously, granted we were there on a Sunday afternoon, but I think it was overpriced, way too packed, and you have to drive there. You can walk to this one, it's 1/5 the price, and it's just as pretty. Just a quick reminder, if you're coming to cenotes, don't wear sunscreen, don't wear bug repellent, because it can damage the ecosystem. We just saw a tree die before our eyes. It looked perfectly healthy.
It's already so sad after the tropical storm to see hundreds of years worth of trees just ripped out of the ground by their entire root system, and then to see a tree be cut down is even sadder.
Maybe that one was weak, and since a hurricane is coming right now, they wanted to get the weak tree down before it took down power lines or something.
We had every intention of trying some typical Yucatecan food in that basically like a food court type situation. It's almost always some of the cheapest food you can find in the whole city, but it also comes with some high pressure salesmen that are trying to hustle you into their stall. We kind of felt a little bit too pressured, so we're going to head to a restaurant that we tried yesterday that's amazing.
We're at Restaurante El Atrio. They have this really nice patio in the back with a fountain and some trees and some nature, some nice music playing. We both got a breakfast paquete, and I got green tea and you got coffee.
Café de Chiapas, my favorite. To start off the breakfast, they bring out some fresh bread and some marmelada or marmalade that is homemade. It's artisanal and made with jamaica and was it papaya? This is the thickest marmelada I've ever seen.
Super numb.
Super numb.
Num 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 num.
I got the plate called mestiza, which is their version of an eggs benedict, and it has cheese and bacon, poached eggs, and longaniza de Valladolid, which is similar to chorizo, and it's very typical of here, the way that they make it with achiote spice inside. I gotta say, this is one of my favorite types of meat across all of Mexico. It's absolutely so flavorful. It's just exploding with flavor. I love it so much. I took a bite of this, and whatever their white sauce is, magnifico.
When I'm here, I have to order something that's typical of Yucatan, because Yucatecan food is way different than other foods in Mexico. So although you can find chilaquiles all over Mexico, you cannot find it with Cochinita Pibil, and that's what I got.
Cochinita Pibil deserves a special description because it's very unique. It's suckling pig that's marinated in citrus juices, in garlic and achiote paste, and then wrapped in a banana leaf and cooked in a traditional underground Mayan pit called a pib, hence Cochinita Pibil.
Mine is awesome.
It was the best breakfast ever. Yeah.
We've been in the state of Yucatan for a few days now, and already Maddie's like, we need to stay longer in Yucatan because I love the food.
I do think some of the best food that you can find in all of Mexico comes from Oaxaca, but it honestly has some stiff competition here in Yucatan. And you know the thing that gets me? Is that there's no typical food in the state of Quintana Roo, really. There's not a lot of history, it's a very young state, not a lot of food culture or just culture in general. But then you drive like 2 hours from there, and then you have all this delicious, unique food that you can't find anywhere else in Mexico, and beautiful cathedrals like you have here.
We see lizards running around all over here, but I just looked down and there's a freaking turtle.
That came out to be 290 pesos, which is a pretty good deal for all the food and drink that we got. That plate that I got was perhaps one of the best I've had in Mexico, like top 5 favorite dishes that I've ever consumed. I already want another one. I want to go back there for another plate already.
We had to get cash out of the ATM, and we went to HSBC, and when we were going through the process on the ATM, it offered us to accept their conversion rate from US dollars to pesos. Whenever you see that, always decline it. You're going to get a better rate by taking your bank's exchange rate versus the ATM's conversion.
We are in an artesanías market right now that's right by Centro. It's like right in the Centro area. And here we're looking at very typical dresses that they make with hand stitching. I was talking with one vendor and she said it takes a month to make one dress. That is just so much time to put into a single article of clothing.
Yeah, no kidding. They've raised a lot of cattle around Valladolid, so there's also leather stores and they make shoes here. Do you want some zapatos?
I kind of do actually. My sandals are falling apart, and these, like when you walk into a store and you just smell that leather smell, you know those are the good quality ones. ¿Qué tipo de...?
Es cuero, leather.
Oh, okay.
Leather.
¿Es lo mismo que piel de vaca?
Sí.
Oh, okay.
Sí.
¿Dura bien en el agua o necesito
bueno.
evitar el agua?
No, muy buena, muy buena.
Sí.
Sí.
They look good.
Yeah.
How does it fit?
Pretty good.
Todos hechos en Valladolid.
Todo hecho acá. Sí.
Okay, so I just got myself my first ever pair of real leather sandals for 270 pesos. I am extremely happy that I found these. I've always wanted real leather shoes.
But damn, 270 pesos.
We know.
You gotta pay up for that real leather
We
here.
really broke the bank with this one. Something that amuses me to no end about Valladolid is the size of the doors. This is probably like 1.5 of me over here, and they're almost all like this. Some of them are even bigger, but I think what really gets me about it is that this is a city rooted in Mayan, and the Mayan people, a very notable physical characteristic is that they're,
Short.
let's say, vertically challenged. So the fact that these doors are gigantic is like so overkill. Now here we are back at our Airbnb with its own giant double doors, and the way to get inside is actually this huge, I think it's made out of steel, a lock. It's not one that the key goes into the door or anything. But here we are back again, and why don't I give you guys a tour? This is a tour we took when we first got here. Gotta give you a tour of this place because it's one of the most unique, maybe the most historic one that we've ever stayed at. So right now I'm standing in the downstairs main dining area. We've got all our... No. Okay, then apparently Laska can go down these stairs even though they're really steep.
I thought you would not go down there.
Oh, it gave me a heart attack.
Okay, I'll hold you.
So I don't know if you can see this behind me, but we've got these 2 huge double doors. This is our entryway, and it just goes right out to the street, and there is traffic coming on this street, so that's why I freaked out.
So this house is from the 1700s, and they've tried to decorate it with not only modern stuff like a comfy bed and Wi-Fi and things like that, but also with furniture from all periods.
So let me show you some other things that we've got going on here. First of all, behind me, we freaked out because it's really hard to tell, but like these are really steep, very short steps that we didn't think that Laska would be able to go down, but she did and made a run for it. But in here we've got like a little sink area with these beautiful looking tiles. Here they have set up like a hot plate. We could make tea or coffee. It definitely has a very rustic, very historic feel to it. It's an interesting energy for me. Like I feel I'll have to adapt to the space, I think.
Yeah, everything's really unique. I don't feel like I have to adapt to it except for maybe sitting on wood. But other than that, I think everything's super cool, even down to how you turn the lights and the fan on. It's like these interesting knobs.
I've never seen light switches like this, but you turn it But yeah, let's go upstairs. I'm gonna show you what it's like where, so this is considered a loft. They called it a loft, and where we're sleeping is the upstairs part. So it's actually a really, really big space up here. We have 2 chairs to sit in, a nice desk to work on. We read in the reviews that it's a very comfy bed, and it does look like that. And one other really nice feature, AC. So despite it being like an older building and everything, they, like Jordan said, have brought in the modern amenities. So here I am in the bathroom. You turn it to the right, and that turns it off. Let's see, it's all visible, this wiring, and it's twisted together. And here it goes to the light, and then here's the shower, but then it just disappears back there into the wall. It's small and simple, but it looks like it has a nice shower head. And what more do you need in a bathroom besides a toilet and a shower? One of the things that we've learned while traveling is that location is actually extremely important to how much we're going to like a city. For instance, we've actually been to Valladolid once before, and honestly, we didn't like it that time because we thought, what is so special about this city? We really didn't get it. But staying here on this street, Calzada de los Frailes, by this park with these beautiful facades of the buildings, it's much cleaner, it's much nicer, and this is really the heart of the city. Whenever you're picking anywhere to go, that's something that you really should pay a lot of attention to.
If you want to check it out, we'll link to our Airbnb down in the description. And also, if you're new to Airbnb and you haven't signed up for before, if you sign up through our link, you're going to get, it varies depending on how much your first stay costs, but you're going to get something off of your first stay. We were getting hungry, so we decided to come to this modest restaurant called Yucatan.
We wanted to show you guys some more very typical food and drink from this region, from the Yucatan, I'm sorry, not the Yucatan, from Yucatan, the state, Yucatecan food. For instance, I got an Agua de Chaya con limon. So this is chaya leaf, which is called tree spinach or the Mayan miracle plant. It is a really almost like a superfood because it has iron, minerals, calcium, antioxidants. It's even high in protein.
How do you describe the taste of it?
It is a lot like spinach, I think, because of the iron content, but it also kind of has a minty flavor, sort of like what basil has. It's commonly made into drinks like this, an agua fresca, or mixed into like omelets or other dishes.
I'm super pumped for this plate of authentic Yucatecan food, all the colors on it, the smells. We got Pok Chuc, which is pork, and then also longaniza de Valladolid, which is also a type of pork.
This is a big old plate, so we decided to share it. It comes with avocado, rice, and orange, the longaniza de Valladolid, my favorite, the Pok Chuc, tomatoes, lettuce, cucumbers, radishes.
I'm going to give this Pok Chuc a try. So good, so tender. It has a bunch of spices on it. I can't identify them, but it's the bomb.
This is seriously so flavorful, so delicious.
Well, that was super tasty and pretty reasonably priced, so I highly recommend that.
Yeah, we left there and our bill was 240 pesos, and that includes our 2 agua frescas, walking away with some of it because they were so big, and our plate of food to share. They also brought out a free dessert at the end. So yeah, I really like that place. If you're looking for Yucatecan food, great place to stop in. Here's another unfortunate victim of the recent tropical storm that came through Valladolid, but despite all the trees that have unfortunately come down, it's a really beautiful looking Centro. There's all these whitewashed benches, some of them are very ornate looking. You have all these chairs, these are called you and me chairs, or tu y yo chairs. It's very typical of Yucatan. And then of course, behind me, now hidden by trees, is the big beautiful cathedral of Valladolid.
Maddie, do you notice anything weird about Centro?
I think I do. There's no kiosco. There's no Centro of El Centro. It's a fountain. Can't jump in the middle of that.
Or can we? Well, I'm still a little bit hungry after that, and these marquesitas smell delicious. So I'm gonna go get a rica marquesita
And
right now.
I am going to get the heck out of here because you're embarrassing.
I'm excited for this. It has Nutella, banana, and cheese in it. Great crunch from the outside, and then the banana's soft, and then the Nutella's delicious. Love it.
Marquesitas, they are something that is pretty unique to Yucatan, if I'm not mistaken. I think we've seen them all over the place in Mexico, but it's basically like a really thin batter, similar to like the consistency of what a crepe would be made out of, but then made to be crunchy. He like rolls it up and you get to put as many toppings as you want of various different kinds and combinations. It is made with gluten though, so that's why I'm not having any.
But I have had them in Oaxaca and Chiapas.
Yeah, like I said, we've seen them everywhere.
I'm not totally sure where they're from, but if you know, please comment. The Mexican government has a series of cities across the country that they've designated as Pueblos Magicos to try to promote tourism to those places. And every single one of those that we've been to, that we've given a shot, like doing more than driving through, where we've actually stayed and explored, we've not been disappointed a single time. And that remains true here.
Yeah, I had an absolute blast today in Valladolid, and I hope you did as well.
If you're interested in seeing other Pueblos Magicos like Valladolid, we've been to about a dozen of them, a lot of which you've probably never heard of.
Super unique places across Mexico.
So we're going to link a playlist to those here on the end screen in just a moment.
We do hope you will click that subscribe button so you will see our upcoming travels throughout Mexico. We're headed to Merida, Yucatan next, and Campeche after that. And one more thing before you go. And gong that bell so you get notified when we release our new videos.
And we will see you on Saturday.